Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs show. Happy Monday morning. It is still morning. I've completely lost track of time. I hope you're well. I hope you're okay. I hope the day is looking good and the week is going to be even better. Obviously, in this video, we are now into the international break. I think it's a good time to reflect on things. I think it's a good time to analyse things and just reminisce maybe on some things, good and bad, obviously. So this week I'm going to be talking about kind of some more statistical based things. In this video we're going to be talking about the goals that we've actually conceded, and I've gone through basically all competitions as well, by the way. So that includes not just the Prem, it includes Europe, it includes the League Cup as well. And yes, I call it the League Cup because I'm not 10 years old. So we were talking about all the goals, who might be at fault, what maybe could be done to be better than that. We'll also be doing another video on more sort of looking at XG and things like that, and to show, because I think some people took the loss really badly yesterday, and calling Ange out and things like that. And I just want to basically show you that we're a better team for it. But we'll do that in another video. We're not going to do it right this second. We're doing this video. I'm going to be recording career mode today, so hopefully I might have one out later this afternoon as well. I want to say, if you're obviously watching this and you're new though, subscribe. You're very much going to join us for the journey. And let's jump in. Let's start. Obviously, Leicester was our first game of the season. So the first away game, and it was the Vardy goal. And the ball sort of goes down the left. Porro goes to obviously meet the crosser, as the fullback does. Ball goes all over the top, okay? So what you're thinking right there is, panic's still not adverted, but reposition for the second ball. It's like when you have a corner, and a defender might clear it, but he only clears it to like the 18-yard box, and then it's the second action. It's a similar sort of thing. So the second action comes in, Pape's marking the guy in the centre, Romero comes running in, leaves Vardy right behind him, and goes to the guy that Sarr's on, and obviously the ball goes over to Vardy for a tap-in header. And yeah, you could say Romero should be better positioned. You might say, look, he's going to a danger man in the centre of the goal. Maybe he thinks Porro should be coming in, but all in all, that should be a communication improvement, And by the way, a lot of this is actually just to prove that, because people think, we can't defend. Ange is not a good enough guy to help us defend. A lot of these goals, I'm proving to you, what can Ange do? Conte wouldn't be able to improve these, nor would Mourinho. These are just mental errors that we're not being switched on for, or communication errors. Which again, do you want Ange to be on there, go like in the middle of the pitch, going, Romero, come here, Mickey, go there? He can't do that. Heat of the moment, you can't do that. You wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. It's where the cookie crumbles. Moving over to, obviously, we had a clean sheet against Everton, so I'm not talking about that. Newcastle. First goal was, the ball goes off of Sarr for a Newcastle throw-in. Quick throw-in, in behind Maddison. So, again, one already, not switched on from throw-in. And this is quite a common thing, a lot of ball watching. There was no right-back help in behind either. And the ball goes in. And obviously it's a fantastic finish, and a lot of these goals are quite good finishes that another day these guys miss them. The second goal, people talk about it's Romero's fault, and I was looking at it, and yeah, maybe Romero could be 3 or 4 yards deeper. He's not that much further up the field than actually the back line. So even if he was a little bit deeper, that touch, that I couldn't tell you who actually takes the touch. It's either Isaac or Jacob Murphy. They either got the goal or they got the assist. Apologies, you know what I mean. Obviously, the goal being scored, by the way, was just a cross the back line. Didn't have the athleticism to keep up. The first issue was Maddison getting turned by Joel Linton. You're getting turned by Joel Linton. Now, Joel Linton's Brazilian, but he's not one of those sort of Brazilians. And the touch that the attacker actually takes from the ball in Joel Linton, when I said it was a perfect play, it was genuinely a perfect play. Yes, Romero could be a few yards further deeper and maybe puts the pressure on. But at the same time, even Romero is a bit deeper. That touch going in, he's through on goal. You're asking Romero obviously then to step up and try and catch up, but it was incredible, Arsenal up next, obviously the corner with Gabriel. It's a push on Romero. Probably could be given as a foul. Positioning wise, you could be better. Yeah, maybe. A little bit of ball watching maybe as well. So that could be one way or the other. Coventry game, Bentancur gives the ball away as it looks like it's about to go out for throw, and he gives the ball away. Gray's obviously upfield with the play. They go down our right, their left. Ball goes in behind Dragusin, and they score. And this is the. I want to come back to some of these goals because quite a few of these goals are also very similar to one another. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Brentford up next, 3-1 win. Obviously, Mbeumo's worldy goal. I'm not going to sit there and slag anyone off. And if you are, you're just nitpicking and being a bit of a negative Nancy, because that goal is incredible. We sit there and we reminisce about Zidane's volley. This thing is somewhat similar, and it's incredible. Frank Varosh, again, someone has told me how to pronounce that. I've got it wrong again. Apologies. For their goal, the winger beats Porro. Great ball in. And again, it's flashing across towards the front post, and a guy just gets his foot on it. And obviously, Vic can't save that one. Obviously, it's it's rifling into the top of the net. He can't save it. And by the way, a lot of these goals, when I look at it, he can't save Vardy's goal. Both Newcastle goals he can't save. Gabriel's is a point blank header, and the Coventry goal, again, it's another great finish. If you're asking him to save that, you don't know how hard it is to be a keeper. Mbeumo's is a world class goal. The Frank Varosh goal is an unbelievable finish as well. So I'm looking at these, by the way, because people go, "We need a better keeper than Vicario." It's like, yeah, great, good. Glad to see that you don't understand keeping and what it takes to be a good keeper. Please go find me all the evidence that we have that Vicario is a bad keeper. You can't, and I'd love to see you try, because you can't. Again, all the data and eye tests will prove to you that he's actually a good keeper, but you don't want to hear that, do you? You can't just be happy for once. Brighton, let's talk about Brighton. Obviously, this is yesterday. So the first goal was the Minter goal, and again, it's a ball that goes down the right. Between Porro and Romero, there's a lack of communication to say, oh, FYI, you've got a guy coming in behind you. Then the ball comes in, Udogie can't clear what I would deem a easy ball to clear. It's not really a difficult one, was it? And then obviously they score from that. The second goal was the Ruta goal. For me, I put this one on Mickey van der Ven more than anyone. They're easily playing through the sort of back area, and Mickey's positioning is all wrong. Ruta gets all this time in the box. I'm thinking, how has he got all this time in the box to pick a place as well? It's not even like it's a snapshot. He's literally had time to pick his place. Which, by the way, again, are you asking Vic to save either of those? No, you're not. And then the last one, again, Vic's not saving any of these. It's the Welbeck goal, which, not being switched on from the throne, common theme. Bentancur not just winning the tackle and putting it out of play. The ball's there to win. Ruta gets... By the way, the cross is brilliant. Ruta gets the cross. You might say Mickey's position could be a bit better, but Romero's positioning also should be a lot bit better. So between them, you think one of them might go, oh, it's Welbeck there. He's the only real aerial threat. Maybe we'll just keep an eye on that one. No, we didn't. So we're looking at, we conceded 1 against Leicester, 2 against Newcastle, 1 against Brentford, 1 against Arsenal, 1 against Coventry, 1 against Frank Varosh, and then 3 against Brighton. So 10 goals, 10 goals conceded this season from, I don't know how many games, I can't be bothered to check it right now. And the common theme I have with these goals is communication. And this is what I'm saying with people going, oh, Ange doesn't get us defending. XG wise, we'll obviously go through it another day, but XG proves to us actually we're a solid defence. But the lack of communication at times, I think, is really hurting us. How many times would when you play Sunday League, going you shout right shoulder, left shoulder, oh, there's a guy just to your left, or just careful, you're telling the other guy next to you, because then he listens, he goes, right, I've got my eyes on him, all right. We don't seem to have that, and the goals as well, the amount of times that we defend a lot of crosses quite well, and we do challenge crosses, but the cross is going in towards the front post or the front post area. That's where we're weakest. And people seem to think it's like the back post. It's not the back post. It's actually the front post area where we're weakest. Because if we deal with that front post area, we don't have to worry about anything else, because that's where a lot of our issues come from. Vic, I have no issues with Vic. I still love Vic as a keeper. These goals, if you want to put it down on Vic, that's just more of an agenda thing that you have with Vic. I think the other thing as well, which is ironic, because I know some fans have an issue. I mean, fans have an issue, I think, in general, and this is all clubs, not just Spurs, that sometimes have an issue with their own players and just liking their own players. I just think that most of the time they're just unhappy about something in their own personal life, and the shameful thing is you take it out on someone because they earn loads of money, right? And normally it's just jealousy sort of thing. We're all jealous. We all wish we could play Premier League football. We all wish we could earn 60, 70, 80, 150, 200,000. So we take it out on these people because we think because they earn that money, they should be perfect. And I think time is an interesting factor in all this, because last season this player got absolutely crucified at times by our fans because people were twerking for Pierre Højbjerg, who plays for Marseille, who drew with bottom of the table Angers at the weekend at home, and obviously full of a dodgy club anyway. But they were twerking to get him playing because he knows how to tackle. Now, don't get me wrong, yes, he knows how to tackle from time to time, but he was at fault for a lot of our goals just because he couldn't play football properly. And this season we've had Bentancur, who's been fantastic, by the way. But you can see already a few of those goals this season, Bentancur at fault for a few of them. And I love Bentancur, I think he's our best midfielder. But people gave Bissouma months of abuse. Can't defend, he's rubbish, look at this, look at that, look at the other. Every time I've watched him this season, he's not been at fault for goals. Actually, he's been one of our better players. And people will go, yeah, but he's not good enough. And okay, fine, have your agenda, not a problem. But if you're saying he's one of our problems, then I'm going to have to question you as to why you find that such a problem. Now, maybe you don't want him to be a starter and you want him to be a rotational piece. I get that. Not an issue with that. Not an issue with that. People saying that he's not good enough to play for us when I look at the other teams in and around the tops, the big six, and, well, he would start at Man United. We know that. He would get minutes at Liverpool. He would get minutes at Chelsea because I can't see him stay fit, for sure. Lavia plays 3 minutes and gets injured somehow. Unlucky bloke. Arsenal, yeah, get minutes at Arsenal. What else we got? Liverpool. Have I said Liverpool? I think I've said Liverpool. If I haven't, then he'd get minutes at Liverpool. I haven't got the options. Man City's maybe the only one you wouldn't, because obviously Gundogan's come back now as well. So he's not at fault. But it was the key thing that I wanted to note in all this is that people sort of slag off players from last season. I can't defend, and they've got a stigma around them. But actually, when you do sort of look at it and you look at general performances and you look at the stats, they're not at fault. And it's lazy, opinionated things. Now, if you come in and go, Bentancur should have cleared that Brighton one. He's been good this season. Should have cleared that. Okay, yeah, fine. I really like Destiny Udogie. Really, really like him. Did not play well yesterday. And you can say, look, I don't think he's been at the races enough this season. I can get that. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's the people that say Porro's a really rubbish right back. Okay, well, look, that's too far. Stats. There's loads of stats to prove that he's not. I did a members only video on that to prove actually he's one of the best right backs in the league. But again, I didn't put it out there for everyone to do because I just think a lot of people would go, "Oh, look at you with your Porro love." Ugh, boring people. But look, I just wanted to do that video on the defence because I think it's really fascinating to break down every single goal as to what went wrong in those goals. And how they can be avoided. And for me, it's just communication. So it's not about Ange on the training fields. It's not about the coaching. It's just about opening your mouth and doing this. You do it in Sunday League football. You do it at five-a-side. Hell, I do it when I play FIFA. That's mostly because I'm annoyed with my team. But that's neither here nor there. That's just FIFA for you, isn't it? Or EAFC, sorry. But half these goals could be completely eradicated with better communication. And that's one of my big takeaway from all this is communication. Now, obviously, for yourself, go back and watch some of those goals. You can kind of skip through it all in about a minute and a half because you don't need to watch all the highlights of the game. Just watch the goals. Like I said, you don't have to watch the Everton game. You watch right at the end of the Frank Ross, right at the start of Brentford, that kind of vibe. Have a look at them and then actually go, right, who do I think might be at fault here? What do I think could be better? And for me, it's just communication. But I'd love to know what you guys think. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below. Thoughts, feelings about the goals conceded. What could be done to be better. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.